like a movie, like check 1, 2, 3. Nerd type cappers, they the worst type rappers. These verse take rappers to the church like pastors. Stepping with my weapon on, repping what I'm stepping on. Check that I've been sketching on, protect what I'm investing on. Her ring was off, her dress was on. She do it till the rest is gone. Then she made a mess all on the bed that I was resting on. Rub me till the stress is gone, smoke it till the press is gone. They put me in the center, I'm the one that they investing on. Pull up on your block, not spin it against the light. Good morning, everybody. This is Friday morning, end of the week. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Episode 113.
What is this? Ready
for
the weekend.
We are. You're ready for the weekend. We have right around a month left, Mike. 1 month until the end of season 2.
Ooh.
And I just wanted to make a simple note here that if you recall, season 1, we made it to 11 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
11 episodes. And here we are, we're at 113. So we have 102 episodes so far in season 2. And we have about a month left here. We're gonna wrap up season 2 at the end of August. Excuse me. So it ain't gonna be long, man. Season 2 is gonna be over before you know it.
Yeah. And then, oh God, what are we gonna do for season 3?
I don't know, man. I got some thoughts, but you know, the big pasty perm ain't gonna give no secrets away just yet.
So yeah, someone told me that you were gonna love Big Pasty.
Somebody told you that?
Yeah, someone said, "Oh, great! Wait till he sees Big Pasty." Like I needed a funny name for you yesterday, and I figured, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then today, with it being Friday, I figured it would Big Worm.
Yeah, you know? No, I get it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, if you use my dummy, this is how I can get back at you. I can control your name. So that's all I can do.
Use your dummy. Your dummy does everything your dummy does under its own will.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure my dummy is consensual. Whatever. You know, or oh my God, I cannot talk. Good thing this is not a medium where I need to speak a lot. Bruh. Just do that for an entire episode. It'll be golden. Bruh. Hold on, my water fell.
A couple things before we get started. The Pirates are finally back in action tonight, Mike. The All-Star break is done. We had some games back in action last night.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates, they pick up where they left off at home tonight against the Marlins, who they did pretty well against right before the break.
Yeah.
So 7:05 tonight. It's a 3-game set. They play 7, I think, again tomorrow, and then like a 1:30 on Sunday, and then they are off to Chicago to play the Cubbies.
Well, they have a better record than both teams, so you would think, in theory and on paper, they would win those games, or at least win both series, because that's what they need to do.
You're right. They do. They need to start. I tend to fall into the trap every time as I kind of get excited about little things like this. They end up disappointing me every time.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to handle it the way I always do. Follow it, see what they do, see how they do. And then, again, just get ready for football season.
Yeah. I'm every day I get more and more into geared up, ready for football.
Yes.
Oh, man, by next week, man, every team will be reported to training camp.
Yeah, it's not going to be long now, man.
No, like a couple teams are already reported, so it's here, man. It's here.
Yes. I can't wait. And the thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, you ultimately want your team to do well, but if the Steelers don't do great, it's you know what? It's football season. I get to watch football.
Yeah. So. Yeah, just don't let it ruin your Sunday. Don't let it ruin your week. People, just learn from Mike. Don't get emotionally involved with the team.
Well, I used to work with this guy, and he was a Dolphins fan. He was from up here in Pennsylvania, but the guy was a Dolphins fan, and he's one of these guys that, like Steeler fans and fans everywhere, they tend to let the game, dictate their emotions and the way they act towards other people.
Yeah.
And every time the Dolphins lost,
he would come to work and he would just be, just the shittiest person ever. And the guy was kind of an asshole anyway. So it kind of gave him an excuse to be an asshole. But then I thought to myself, dude, this is the Dolphins. So just think of how often this guy was in a bad mood.
Right. He picked one of the worst teams to follow and have that kind of an attitude.
Right. Like a Jets fan, getting pissed every time the Jets lose.
Yeah. Or like the Bengals when they choke away a playoff game. It's just
right.
Yeah, I used to let the games affect me, and then I was like, no, I'm just gonna give myself 20 minutes after the game's over. Then after that, just move on.
That's exactly the same way. Exactly.
For real? Damn, it must be true.
The exact same way that I was, and you just get to a point where you realize it's not even worth it. It's not worth getting worked up and getting shitty.
Blood pressure going higher and higher throughout the game. Now you don't need that nonsense. Like, it's cool when they win. I love it when they win. If they lose, all right, whatever. Just let me bitch and moan for about 20 minutes, get it out, and I'm like, all right, move on. And then I can talk about the game rationally at that point.
Right.
Because I'm not all emotional.
Right after the loss, you're not going to like me. You know
how many times I've every player and every coach on this team and the owners should sell the team and GM should be fired after every play half the time. I used to be that guy.
Right.
Now it's 20 after, I get my 20 minutes out where I say every coach should be fired, and then I'm good to go.
Yeah. No, I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah. You would hope.
That are our age, for the most part, can control their emotions and at some point stop. But no, I think that's that's the general feel. I mean, if you go out of your house, excuse me, and you go to a store or something after the game, then they lost, you could tell there's a whole like a dark cloud over the area. And it's not just, the people, there's a feel in the air, it must just be the energy of the people sucking the life out of you,
You're getting sucked into that spiral of despair.
Yeah. We got a big event this weekend, Mike. Excuse me. The all-white summer showcase. The all-white summer showcase. I'm assuming, before any listeners get crazy in their fucking head, it's you wear white t-shirts, there's parties, yes.
Yeah. It was just, I never heard it. I'm like, we're going that direction today.
It's called the All-White Summer Showcase. It's down at 13 West Chestnut Street, Washington. We we're familiar with this place. A lot of times the guys go down there and perform. It's tonight, Mike. Tonight.
Oh, okay.
Friday night, 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., $10 cover. DJ Joe on the 1 and 2s. And I'll give you a quick rundown of the lineup.
All right.
Gonna want to get down, everybody. Tonight at 8 o'clock, Tempo FYF starts off the show.
Oh, nice.
Sly Levy plays, he performs at 8:20. He'll be down there tonight. Then Barry Murray at 9. Rondo Envy at 9:20. Case Carino at 9:40. Boss Man Ace at 10. Rio Grande at 10:20. Mutual Funds 10:40. 4 Block Entertainment 11:20 or 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. Peso Pack at 11:20. And then wrapping it up at 11:40 will be Rel Taylor and Cigarello.
That lineup, it's damn good.
Yes, there isn't a person I wouldn't want to see. I mean, he's every person on this lineup is something else, man.
It's good, God, because even if they haven't been on the show, who was the third name? Murray.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw him at the last show, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you have Tempo, him, and Sly Levy. Boom, boom, boom. Those three right there just to open your show.
Yeah.
Then you have Mutual Funds, who was also at the last show we saw. He was good. Then, the Peso Pack, 400 block. Then you close out Cigarellos. It just, from open to beginning, or from open to beginning, from the beginning to the end, the show is just, it's going to be a banger.
You're really getting your $10 worth when you go down and see these guys.
Yes, you are.
I mean, some things that you do, you kind of question, is this worth my money, my time? And you know what? This show here, guys, this show is certainly worth your time. It's, $10 to get in. 4 hours, 5 hours of nothing but good R&B, hip hop, rap music. And if you're a fan, you're gonna have a really good time at this show. And like I said, it's the all white summer showcase. It's back down in Washington, Pennsylvania tonight, 8:00, $10 to get in. Get down there.
If it was closer, I would go.
Right.
Just because where the last venue is and where I work, I could like sleep during the day, go catch the show, then boom, hop over into work and be ready to go.
Right.
But yeah, this is like one of the ones I wish I was off and been able.
You know what? They have a big show, Mike. I don't know if it's next week or the week after, but it's back down in Beaver Falls at Frank's, and he's having Code Red from Whammo. That DJ Code Red.
Oh, okay.
WRED. Yeah, he's going to be hosting the show this next one down in Beaver Falls. I'm going to have to go check that out. I went to school with Code Red's younger brother. He was a grade below me, and Code Red was, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 years older. Yeah. He was already in school when we got to high school. But when we were young, and you go to these kid dances, and there was always this called the Saxon Club in Manac. It's still back there. But that's where the kids would go on Saturday night, and they would have to do the dance thing. And Code Red, Terry, he actually was the DJ for all those.
No shit.
All those dances when we were kids. Yeah. And so it's gonna be really cool. If I can get down there, I'm gonna get down there and say hey.
Yeah.
But he's been involved with Whammo for forever.
Yeah.
And now they're not quite as popular as they used to be. I think they're through the internet or something. I'm not real sure.
Yeah.
But he's still very much involved in that, and he does that. So it's gonna be really cool. Hopefully he draws some more people down there, and they fill up the building again.
Yeah, because the last time we were there, they filled it up.
Yeah, right.
It's always a good time. Like even if you're not from this area, find your local music scene and go.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, like even if you haven't heard of anyone, but it's in that genre you like, go check them out. Go check out. Because there's a lot of talent out there of people who are just doing this for something fun to do. People that are, trying to make a living out of it, and they all get together and they just damn good music. You never know who you're going to find.
I tell you what, and the vibe's always good too. It isn't like you go and there, you have to worry about problems. It's just like any show or anything that you do in the world anymore. I tell you what, the group of guys that are involved and that set this up, and they really do make you feel at home. And like I said, it's a great experience getting out and seeing this live local music. And, I don't think you'll have a bad time. Get down there and check them out.
Yeah. And like most places like this where they're, everyone's local, they're just chilling before the show at the bar. So you can like hang out and talk to them.
Yeah.
Or like afterwards, you can talk to them about their set and everything. I like that. It's not like, you're here and they're there so far away you can't see them. Like, no, you're literally bumping into them. You literally don't know who's here to watch the show, who's here to perform.
You're right.
And I like that aspect of local shows. So yeah,
I do too, man. It really is a great time. And like I said, at the end of the day, you go home and you think, wow, that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I went. So speaking of things that you want to do and things that you don't want to do, what's the worst part of having friends?
Having to talk to them?
No. When they ask you to help them move. Is there nothing worse in this world than when a friend wants you to help them move? And I use the term friend really loosely because if you're my friend, you won't ask me to help you move. I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know me well enough, you're going to know that I'm, it's one of the things that happen and you agree to, and you immediately regret agreeing to doing this. I've been in this position quite a few times in my life, and You know what? Every time I did it, I could recall the person giving me $100. For whatever reason, that must be the standard help your friend move fee.
Yeah.
But you know what? That $100, man, to me, especially at this age, I have zero. You really got to bribe me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$100 is just covering the tears and the regrets. I mean, what are you paying for me? What are you paying me to actually do this shit? I went through times knowing how terrible it is to be asked to help move. Where when I was moving, I didn't ask anybody. I just decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not pulling anybody into my world. I'm not making anybody do anything they want. And I would move myself. And it took me longer and it was more difficult. But at the end of the day, you know, nobody wants to help you move.
Yeah. See, I'm like all the times I moved, I was in my like late 20s, early 30s. So, you know, we were still in that, you know, good shape. Body was holding up also. You know, I was like, yeah, people ask me to move. Yeah, I'll do it. I ain't nothing else going on. You know, take like, you know, like you like $100 or like they'll go buy dinner or some shit like that. Like, cool.
And that's another problem. When I get there, listen, when I help you move, if I help you move, I get there and you got that pace in your head because you want to go. You want this to get done, right? You walk in there, you're ready. You're already picking up boxes before anybody talks to you. And then they offer you food or they want to talk or you want us to order some hot dogs. No, I don't even want to be here. I'm counting down the time right now to when I actually get to leave.
Yeah.
Don't stress us out by buying hot dogs. Don't stress us out by that. Like
I said, hot dogs, man. You got some.
Get this shit done. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Like I'm the same way. When you know, if I'm gonna help you move, let's go ahead and do it. And luckily, like the few people I have helped move, they were similar mindset. Like, look, everything's laid out. We just need to throw it in the truck and let's go. Like, cool. And like when a couple times I moved, man, I had like 7 to 8 people just showed up. I just threw it out there to like 3, and then the word spread that they showed up, and we like swarmed like locusts, just boom, everything out, go. Right. So it was done quick.
When everybody has the same mindset, you go with the same goal.
Yeah,
that you know, it's a hell of a lot better. You know, I still don't love the idea, but what about when you go and like I said, you have the mindset, you're already ready, you know, and you get in there and stuff's still not packed, you know, and that immediately throws your mindset and you're starting to get fucking irritated right off the top. It's like, okay, well, why isn't this packed? Why do you have us here at 8:00 if we're not, you know, getting ready to move? You still have stuff to pack? You still have stuff to pack? And you're inviting us here to... I can't, Mike.
No. Like if it's someone that I've worked with and I see how they work, if they ask me for help, if they're a hard worker and they, you know, they plan ahead, use their brain, boom, yeah, I'm there. But if they're like that type of worker that flakes out and doesn't do a whole lot, like, nah, you're on your own.
No.
Exactly. You're on your own, homie. You're, you know, you're on your own.
Yeah.
And now though, people, like once you get past like 32, you pay people to move your shit. You hire movers because we're too old at that point. You don't want to do anything. You just if you're gonna pay people, why pay professionals? That way, if anything breaks, they're bonded, they're insured. You can go after them. You're not gonna go after your friends, you know.
Nobody wants to move in October. Everyone has to move in July or June. On days that it's just generally even hard to breathe when you're outside, you know, and you're carrying a box down steps. You look down, your arms are just fucking soaked. You're miserable. You take in every single second of how you feel when you're helping somebody move. You know what I mean? You feel every second, every step you walk up for the 500th time to go get something heavy to carry down. When you know, like I said, you're just drenched with sweat. And call me a bad friend, whatever you want to do. I'm done, man. It's I'm way beyond that in my life.
No, every time I moved has been either in the fall or winter.
Really?
Yeah.
Winter might be tough though too. I mean, you're getting that, you know, you're getting bad weather and
you just have to, like, I was lucky when I moved, like It snowed, but not that day. But by the time it came to move, like everything was, roads were clear. We didn't have to deal with all that weather nonsense. And so
Right.
yeah, I had like 7 people that day show up, help me load the van up, and then unload it at my new place. So then I was like, all right, I'll let me buy everyone. Let's go eat somewhere. And people were like, nah. A couple said no. A couple said yeah. So we went to the Chinese restaurant. I kind of mentioned this story on the buffet episode, but yeah, we were there. We ate a lot of food. We were there for like 3 hours. They turned the air conditioning on us in the middle of January. Yeah. But yeah, so like once you get past,
go now, you ate a whole buffet. You go.
That's kind of what they said. And she had that little accent too, but she had that little smile on her face. She was giving, but yeah, once you're past 32, 35, you're going to slip a disc. Someone's going to pull a hammy. Someone's going to blow out a knee. Just call movers,
Yes.
Just call movers. Unless you know a bunch of young people.
The whole time, I'm timing things out in my head, and you talk to people, and you're like, "Hey, man, we can get this done today, right?" Trying to motivate them, plant the seed, and then you get like the bomb dropped on you, where they're like, "Well, I mean, we'll probably have to come back tomorrow to finish."
What's this we stuff,
man?
Mm-hmm.
No,
no.
Somebody's going to be sleeping in tomorrow. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Like if you're asking people for their help to help you move or just to do anything, respect that other person's time.
Yeah.
So when they show up, you're not wasting their time. They didn't have to come help you. They did it. So be ready, be prepared. And also understand it like, hey, I can come, I can only help from this time to this time. I got to bounce. Use that information to plan out your move day.
I was
be respectful of people's times.
About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years, I don't know. There was a guy that I worked with, and he's about 60, not in the best shape. And we kind of got snaked into helping this guy move because it was a small workplace, only so many people. So this older guy needed help moving. So our boss kind of like snaked us into it. He said, I'll give you guys both $100 cash. So me and another guy, we went up there very reluctantly, and we got in there, and like he was one of these people that didn't have things done and ready, but it went way beyond that. He had the stuff that he did have, he was keeping junk. There was a hot plate that was so fucking caked with fucking shit on, and and being to somebody else, you definitely don't want to touch it. I really want to touch something of mine if it's gotten shitty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of just going around picking these things for us to carry out, and one thing was nastier than the next. And there was this one room that these trays, them trays that when you were a kid, you put that little tray in front of you and watch your cartoons.
Oh yeah.
So he had these trays, and they had like rat fucking shit on them, mouse shit, rat shit, whatever shit, and we have to handle all that, and at least have your shit ready. At least have your shit ready. If I somehow ever do this again in my life, which I hope not, but if I do, please, by all means, have the shit fucking ready.
Exactly, and have it clean.
Yeah,
like clean your place.
Everything he was picking out was dirty or was something that you could have totally did without. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like you could have thrown everything away.
This bookshelf that he must have built when he was in fucking shop class back in the 1700s or whenever the fuck he thought he was young. It was he kept his DVDs on it because in VHS tapes because he had this huge collection. And it was like, like I said, it looked like something that was probably built a long time ago. It was beat, the shells were falling apart, and he wanted to take this fucking thing. And I was like, why don't you, take the money that you're giving us, get yourself a nice fucking something to put your tapes on. This is terrible. You couldn't move it. You couldn't move it, Mike, without it breaking. It was so flimsy, and you lifted it and one end got real flimsy, and never again. Never.
No. F that nonsense. No. Call a mover, people. Call professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to think that I keep everybody at enough distance in my life to where they won't ask me because it would be weird, just to kind of ask somebody in your life that you're not real close with. But I keep everyone at that arm's length, just in case they ever have to move.
I'm going to call you one day.
No, you're not.
And be like, dude, man, I'm moving. I need some help.
I'll go half on getting you a mover. I'll do that. I would much rather do that. I would much rather pay money to help you. I'd have no problem with helping you.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do:
give money to help rather than, blood, sweat, and tears.
See, I'll find out like how much a mover costs, and then I'll tell you. Then you give me half that money, then I'll just do all the work myself. Keep the money.
That's fine. If I can pay my way out of doing it, that is fine.
Yeah, you're like that person's like, hey, you can volunteer time, or you can just donate to a charity. Who do I write the check to?
Absolutely.
So that's fair. I should do that next time someone asks me, hey, you help me move? Nah, I'll go halvesies on the mover for you, so I can stay at home and play video games. Yeah.
And the thing is, people don't turn down money. You know what I mean? They'll begin to look for other options, whether it be with that money or not. People they generally don't turn down money.
Here's what I would do. Like, if someone would do that to me, I'd go back and contact everyone who agreed. Like, hey, so-and-so said, no, they just, chip in money to get a mover. And then see what they do. And see if enough people do it, they would buy the mover for you. And you don't have to spend any money.
Right.
You might be able to make a little profit at the end. You make a couple bucks out of it for yourself.
You want to be able to afford a mover, ask all your friends. That might work because, like I said, I think people would rather pay than to actually go out and do it. And you might make enough money from your friends to be able to hire the mover.
Yeah. Huh. I like it.
Think about it. Seriously, there's nothing else that your friends can ask you to do that's any more or less desirable than helping them move.
Yeah, I'd rather like hide a body than move.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something illegal than help a friend move. Because especially at our age, not just because what it would do to my body, but how much shit you have accumulated in your life at this point.
Right.
You have a lot. Like, I'll gladly help someone who's like, let's say 18 to 24 move, because they don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So those, I'll help them move. But anyone over like 30, call a mover, because you have too much stuff and we're too old for that.
Like I said, there's not much else that I would rather do less. You know what I mean? That is, that's my limit there, man.
Yeah. That's one of the worst things you can do as a human being, is help someone move.
Yeah. And nobody ever has an easy task either. Do you ever notice a lot of these times people move? They want to move somewhere, on a second or third level, a house, an apartment, things like that. You know what I mean? Nothing is ever simple. Nothing is ever you go in and say, wow, this is the most ideal moving situation that I've ever seen. You're never put in that position to say that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you got steps, huh? You know?
Or they don't have a U-Haul. Oh, we'll just use a truck and whatever cars we have. Like, no. My car and Jeep is not a no, I'm not a moving van.
Right.
And like I'll help you load your stuff, but you want me to follow you and unload and then come back and get more?
It's a thing, ain't it? No, it is a fucking thing.
Get a U-Haul. I will help you load it. And
this is why they have these companies. Yeah. You know what I mean? Moving companies wouldn't exist if this wasn't an issue. This is exactly why.
Yeah.
Call them first.
And
let's just say that there's a national world emergency and they just can't, they can't do it ever. Maybe, just maybe I might help. But seriously, call the moving company first.
Yeah. Yeah, because my back is jacked up and I'm not going to hurt it helping you. I'm going to get hurt at work and then get disability like a real American.
my back ain't jacked up, and you know what? I like it that way. I'm going to keep it that way. And if I help you, there's a chance that my back will get jacked up.
Exactly. This is self-care at its finest.
It is self-care. Who do they say you got to look out for? Look out, number one, right?
You got to look out for number one, because who's going to look out for number one? That's
exactly,
why.
Because let's say you pull your back helping, Jerry get his fucking classical organ from the third floor. You think Jerry's going to be there to rub your back for the next, 20, 30 years, however long you're alive? You think he's going to be there to, no. It's a fucking crapshoot. You don't know how it's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you go in with a mindset. It never, ever, ever goes the way that you plan and hope that it's going to go.
F it.
No, that's like you said. I mean, like that there's that age thing, and I'm kind of glad I am at the age where I'm at because.
Did he freeze? Did he die? Oh. I
can't be at my age the first person that you think of when you think that you have to move. You know what I mean? Oh, let's ask this 44-year-old guy to help me. You know what I mean? There's got to be other people in your life.
Yeah. I like people are like, oh, well, ask Mike. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
But it's not muscles.
Right.
I mean, there's some under there, but no.
I couldn't agree more. Like I said, there's 8 billion people on this planet. You could find somebody besides me.
Yeah, you like by the time you get to us,
I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? It's not about being a prick, or it's not about being, it is really just about being honest. There's no person ever that agrees to help somebody move, and like I said, they don't instantly regret making that deal.
And by the time you get to us, you should have gone through like every person that's young and in shape before you got to us. And if every
single one of them people turns you down, there's a reason. So no, I'm not going to help you.
Yeah,
we're like the same reasons that they used.
Yeah, we're like the like that Zamboni driver that gets told, hey, you're playing in the NHL game because every goalie we have is out, and we can't find anyone else. But you drive the Zamboni, you play goalie in high school, get in. We're that guy. Okay, you've scoured your entire organization. You've went out into the stands. You can't find anyone, so you're gonna get to the fat guy on the Zamboni. That's us. We're the last resort.
Absolutely.
And by that time you get to us, we're just going to say forfeit the game because we out.
Right. I know you look at us and see, nothing but, big hunks of man meat, but behind those curtains, So, Mike, we have this coming. I'm sorry.
I went like that and my shoulder.
I mean, you get a headache just thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them things that when you think about it, automatically gives you a headache. That can't be healthy.
Like, I'm kind of like thinking now, if someone asked me to help them move, I'm already like, no, I got to work in the morning. I got my kid. I got the show. I got stuff at my house to do. I got video games to play, movies to watch.
Hey, a fucking mover.
Yeah. Like, I'm getting stressed out now. If you I'm afraid someone's going to ask
about our friendship, you will call a mover.
Mm-hmm.
Our friendship doesn't lie on me helping you move. Believe me.
Here's what you do. Like, if you're moving, here's what you do. You call me up like, hey, we got movers to get the stuff there, get the stuff, loaded and unloaded. Just come over so we can drink beer and hang out all day long. I will be there. As long as I don't have to touch a box, I'll come over and bullshit with you. That's it. I'll supervise.
Yeah.
I ain't lifting a box.
No. So this Sunday, Mike, the XFL is going to announce its cities and stadiums. So if you're interested in that, flip over on Sunday and check out. They are going to announce the stadiums, the cities. Of course, we know the coaches. There's going to be some Steelers. Former Steelers are going to be coaching in the XFL. That's pretty interesting. And also one other XFL note that I do have, Mike, the defensive tackle Doug Costin. He was a champion in the USFL this year. He was on the championship winning team. the Steelers signed him just this past week. So another defensive tackle in the mix, man. I'm kind of interested to see how that defensive line plays out because you have your, your main 2-3 guys that's going to be there, but there's a lot of people jockeying for some, some backup.
Yeah. For, see how deep that rotation is going to be and see, even if, just get onto the practice squad.
Yeah.
They keep a couple, like 1 or 2 D linemen, I think, if I remember correctly from years past. So it's going to be a big battle there. Cause who's going to be there. You're going to have Cam, Wormley, Alualu or Lulu, excuse me. Montravius Adams. And then from there, it's everyone's jockeying for the number 1 backup spot on the ends.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be tough.
It is. It's going to be tough. So let's, we'll see what Mr. Costin and a couple of these other guys can do preseason. I think the more that you get into football, the more you enjoy preseason because you appreciate what it is.
Yeah.
You're getting, it's not about, putting the product out there and the team really capitalizing on it. It's about learning about your team, seeing what you have, seeing, the abilities, putting people in certain situations, and like I said, a true fan of the game, a student of the game, I guess you could say, is always going to appreciate that. I think I used to hate it when I was a kid. I thought how fucking boring. Just get to the regular season. But as I got a little bit older and started to appreciate the game a little bit more, I enjoy preseason. I'll watch every one of them.
Me too. I'll watch them all because it's football, and you just want to see, okay, this person that the fans are talking up, are they actually living up to the hype or not? The person the media is hyping up, are they living up to the hype or not? So I kind of I like watching that, key in on like certain players or certain groups to see how they play.
And it gets you up to date too. You're not sitting around in week 3
saying, like, who the hell's this guy?
Who's number 96 on the defensive line? You know what I mean? You're already up to date. You know what's going on. It's I dig, man. Preseason's a good thing.
I love it.
Also, Mike, a deal is signed for 5 years with the Kraft Heinz company, which I think if you placed it, if you would word it like that more often, I think Pittsburgh fans would be able to be weaned off a little bit better with the word Kraft in there. The Kraft family is involved with the New England Patriots.
Yep.
But we call it Heinz only. So it doesn't rub people the wrong way. Like I said, you want to get people over this, start calling it Kraft Heinz. But they had agreed to a 5-year deal to where, you're still going to have the Heinz Red Zone.
Yeah.
That's the sponsor for that. They're going to have the big Coke bottles within the facility. So when you're at a Steeler game, you can get your the ketchup bottles. I'm sorry. You can get your picture taken with the ketchup bottles, things like that. They're going to do fun stuff.
Yeah.
And, there's, massive amounts of money being passed back and forth. So, whatever. If it's going to help people kind of wean themselves off of this, I think, more power to them because it's pretty annoying. Like I said, start calling it what it is. Start calling it the Kraft Heinz company. And I think people will start reacting a little different.
Yeah, because it will remind them once again that New England owns Pittsburgh when it comes to football.
Who the fuck wants to think of New England when you're up at a Steeler game? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Who wants to think of Tom Brady? You just,
Tom Brady and his beautiful golden hair and that beautiful golden arm and Gronkowski catching it.
Just think how different the league would be if Tom Brady wouldn't have been in it for the last 20 years. How many different teams would have won Super Bowls? How many different teams would have made it to Super Bowls?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Been nuts.
I'm ready for him to be gone. I don't want to be reminded of Tom Brady.
Me too, because he just finds that way to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
and
like,
how good you are. I mean, we are. I mean, the Steelers have always been a top organization, at least for the past, 50 years almost. And, to have a team consistently for over 2 decades come into your building and just handle you, I'm ready for it to be done. I'm glad he's in the NFC and, another day closer to his retirement.
Yeah. There's a couple guarantees in life. You give Brady the ball back with a minute left, he's going to score a touchdown. You send Lemieux down on a breakaway, he's going to score. So this is certain guarantees in life.
I agree. I don't want to think of him. I don't want to think of Kraft. I don't want to think of none of them. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think about Brady all the time. I just
couple other news stories. Some big things going on. We had an explosion at the Hoover Dam this week. The explosion at the Hoover Dam. Did you hear any more on that? I didn't even catch a follow-up. I just seen the one day they showed pictures and there was black smoke billowing out of it.
I heard there's like something going on with like their like a generator or something. They had to turn stuff off because one, there's like not a lot of water in there. So
yeah.
I don't know if the two are related or not, because the way I go through so many news stories a day. By the time I'm done, like everything's conflated and mixed together.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I'm like, what did I just read? Is it this? Is it that? But I do know, like, yeah, there's stuff going on at the dam just because like the water levels were so low and they had to shut stuff off. So it wouldn't surprise me if like one of them blew.
Yeah, right. It was just interesting. I mean, we are in a time now where you just don't know what the fuck you're going to turn on TV and see.
Yeah.
And,
right?
You try to keep a good headline in mind or take a note so you can talk about it later. And, you just never know what it's going to be. Who the fuck thought they were going to wake up that day and see the Hoover Dam was on fire, so.
Right. You haven't heard anything happening like with the Hoover Dam forever since it was built. And now all of a sudden, hey, it's the 2020s. Anything's possible now.
That's right.
Anything could happen.
A couple days ago, another story: man fatally shot in his car while reserving a spot for the Law and Order shoot in Brooklyn.
Sorry, that's just funny. The whole setup is just funny.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't make this stuff up,
No. I'm waiting for the Law and Order. God damn it.
Yeah.
Did he shoot himself?
Writer to write the show. You have a show happening around you.
Ripped from the headlines.
Yeah.
That's still talk about a ruined day.
Another bizarre story from up in New York. New York man accused of flushing victims' dentures down the toilet. That's what's going to happen. If you ask me to help you move, I'm going to flush your fucking teeth down the toilet. That's
fair enough. That's fair enough.
My new, That's my new like a little.
Yeah, that's like flushing your victim's teeth down the toilet. That's a whole new level of disrespect. Because what do you? Oh, we got your teeth back.
Yeah.
Are they new?
Right.
Oh no. They're the sore teeth. No. You can throw those away. You could have kept them in the sore.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't want those back.
No. There's not enough cleaning. There's not enough bleach and Lysol available for me to put that back into my mouth.
Because you will know that has been in the sore. Nope.
That rested in the same place that shit rests and piss rests and.
But I guarantee you, there are people out there. It's like, I'll just run it under some hot water and some soap and some bleach. I'll be fine, and they'll pop it right back in, and like nothing happened. Wonder why their food
and semen and vomit and any other deplorable shit that you put in your toilet.
Yeah, I can actually picture this person in my mind. I see it clear as day.
Yeah,
someone with a scraggly beard, got a lot going on in their life.
Right.
Goes by the name of Big Worm. I mean, or Big Sexy,
So those were a couple of things out of New York. This one here kind of caught my attention, Mike. I think that this should catch everybody's attention, actually. Let me see. Did you see this? I don't know where it was, but this guy and his two kids were in line at McDonald's in a drive-thru.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the issue was, there was police there, and they'd got the dad, out of the vehicle, and they were doing police things. I don't know. They didn't really specify. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they was beating them or if they were just giving them a hard time or what the deal was. But the point of the story is this. The four-year-old in the car takes the gun that was in the car, dad's gun,
mm-hmm.
and he fires shots at the police officers while they're tending to his dad, the kid's dad. And the kid, one of the notes from the story was when they talked, they spoke to the kids afterwards. He said, I just wanted them to leave my daddy alone.
Hell yeah. Little man.
In a 4-year-old's mind, that's justifiable. You know what I mean? Somebody taking and treating the one person that the one person you look up to a certain way, aggressively or whatnot. I'm surprised things like this doesn't happen more often.
This kid, he's my new hero. I'm gonna teach my kid I'm gonna start talking to my kid like, this is what you got to do. And get you strapped, and then when anyone looks at dad the wrong way, you'd start firing. I don't know. My kid's a little hostile, so he might shoot everyone. But no. I'm on team 4-year-old on this one.
So they ended up taking the guy to prison because of this. I guess not whatever the situation was prior to. It was because he had the gun. It was loaded. The kid was able to get it, shoot at police officers. So that ultimately became the charge.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That little kid was exercising his constitutional rights. I thought this was America. This little kid was exercising his constitutional rights.
Yeah.
And he was probably reading the Declaration of Independence too while they were beating his dad. Like, I'm getting everything, all my bases covered. I'm fighting tyranny and oppression and helping my dad while exercising my Second Amendment rights, because this is America.
There you have it. You heard it from our political correspondent.
Big sexy one off on a rant on the soapbox.
Another New Yorker, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson this week makes the comment that his death is coming really soon. Now, these kind of stories kind of intrigue me because a lot of times that you go back and you read about famous people, they always seem to know that their end was coming. And I was a big fan of Jim Morrison from The Doors for a long time, and just reading about him and learning about him. That he always talked about his death coming soon. He always talked about death, and he died at 27 years old. So when these younger people do it, I really start to pay attention. Yeah. Mike Tyson, being in his mid 50s now, he says that not only does that make me want to switch my death pool from Ozzy to Mike Tyson, but it's got to grab your attention a little bit, because sometimes people know. Sometimes people just know that their time is coming.
Yeah, you can feel, it probably feels it like in his body, in his mind, just knows like stuff's probably, hey, something doesn't feel right. Maybe he got some news. That's just his way of like throwing it out there. Not getting into specifics of. It's just his way of saying, yeah, I just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or. He could just be feeling down and just saying it.
That was going to be my next point I was going to make. A lot of times with people, that especially are on medication, and one of the side effects of the medication a lot of times could be a depression, could be an anxiety. It's very common in medication, and that makes you go there. You know what I mean? Upstairs, you kind of. It does something with your body chemistry to where that's kind of where you're at. And, I've been through it, and I wouldn't roll out that that's what's going on with Mike Tyson. Yeah. However, I will continue to pay attention, because like I said, I do find these kind of stories interesting, because what if something does happen? What if he dies in a car accident? You know what I mean? Those kind of things kind of grasp my interest, because you don't have any say. You're killed in a car accident. If it wasn't your fault, there's nothing that you could have done. But this person was able to feel that energy in their life, that they were able to feel that was the end was coming. Yeah. So like I said, it's kind of fascinating, that whole process.
It is too. So, but hopefully he doesn't. I mean, that's Iron Mike.
You know what I mean? I really do. I love Mike Tyson. He's been one of my favorite athletes my whole entire life. I hope not. I enjoy him. I enjoy listening to him talk. Now he's, a different person. He's older. He's medicated. He's calmed down. I enjoy that person now. I hope nothing bad happens to the guy. Just for no more reason than that he's, I'm a fan.
Yeah, me too. He's Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
The only person with a lisp he would never make fun of to his face.
Unless he didn't have any arms,
That's true. Even that, man.
That motherfucker will grab a hold of your ear with his teeth, man.
Right?
$5,000 reward. $5,000 reward for the information for the suspect in the shooting of Lady Gaga's dog walker.
Oh, wow.
Somebody shot her dog walker.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that a while ago. Yeah.
Now, at first I was kind of confused. I thought that someone shot her dog walker, but apparently they shot her dog walker.
Yeah. The person who walks her dogs. Yeah.
Yes. So there's a $5,000 reward. I think that the reward should be based on your wealth. If I'm going to put myself in, here's the thing: the guy shot. He took a gun, made the conscious decision to shoot the person who walks your dog.
Yeah.
You want me to go out there and find him or find information and turn him in? Yeah. You got up the ante a little bit. 5,000 is nice, but from Lady Gaga, I'd expect a little bit more.
Yeah. If I'm gonna narc on someone and that shit gets around, then I got a target on my back. Exactly. You gotta get me into the witness protection program. Let's get the U.S. Marshals up in here and let's negotiate this. I'll take the $5,000, but you get me a brand new identity in a dope ass house.
Yeah. At least a hand job,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Lady Gaga. I hope they find the person.
I forgot about this story. Yeah, because my man took a bullet for that dog. I think it was a guy, if I remember correctly, or really? I don't know. But that person took that job seriously, man. They were like, "Fuck you! You're not taking this dog. You shot me.
Yeah.
You still ain't taking this dog. You could shoot me again."
Yeah. It's almost like being a Secret Service guy.
Yeah.
Taking the bullet for some idiot that you don't even like.
Yeah, I would have been like, Miss Gaga, you ain't gonna like to hear this, but they took your dog because they were gonna shoot me.
Yeah.
And at that point, the questions better stop.
You're right.
But this person took a bullet. Shit, I went away. But no, that person's a hero. I wouldn't take a bullet for someone else's dog. Hell no.
Hell no.
No. I wouldn't even take a bullet for my dog.
Nah, man.
I take a bullet for my cat. I take a bullet for my cat. I like cats.
Let someone jerk off on my shoes, maybe. I don't know. Not a bullet, though.
What?
Huh?
We'll talk about that next week. Let's move on because I got to get that image out of my head.
Another one.
The Godfather Mansion, the movie, The Godfather, the mansion from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's available for rent. Okay. So for $50 a night, you could stay at the Godfather Mansion. However, the catch is there's a 30-day minimum. So you have to stay there for a month at the cost of $50 a day, which would be what, $1,500?
Yeah.
Is that what it is, give or take?
Yeah. So that's like a month's rent for some people, man. Get the F out of here.
Yeah. It's either going to be somebody who's really wealthy and has the money, or somebody who's so delusional they just have to stay in the mansion that Godfather was in, and they'll take their whole entire income tax check or whatever they needed to pay their bills, and they'll go do that. I mean, it's interesting. I was not into the movie like that. I would rather go slide down the pool at the Ghostbuster headquarters.
Yes.
That's me personally, but there would be people that would enjoy this and do this, and so there you go. $50 a night for a 30-day minimum. You can stay in the Godfather Mansion.
I was never a big fan of The Godfather.
I'm not either.
I'm just they didn't do it for me. Like The Sopranos didn't do it for me. I watched about like 3 seasons, 4 seasons of that, and I was like, They were good, but I just
there's some mafia stuff that I can get into. But you know what? You know what it is, Mike. I think I have to be in the mood. I really got to be in the mood to sit down and get into the mafia thing.
Yeah.
I like it. It's neat. It's kind of but I really got to be in the mood.
I prefer like Goodfellas and Casino.
Anything with Joe Pesci,
Yes, Joe Pesci.
Shit, I'd help somebody move if Joe Pesci was there.
Yeah. Like, we don't have to move Joe Pesci shit. If he just shows up for 30 seconds, fuck yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm there.
Joe Pesci in Casino is great, man.
Oh, he's great. You can't beat him. Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
Yeah. Great. So, like we're saying, I mean, we don't hate I just have to
it just wasn't my thing.
Right.
Like, because I heard it's like one of those, like, you hear so much about it, then you go and watch it. Like, it can't live up to the hype that you've heard and the hype that you've built up in your mind.
And so many people, even till this day, say, that's my favorite movie. If I, watch anything, I'll sit down and watch Godfather. And, it's the thing that always was for me, Mike, that it was so dated. When I went to watch it the first time, I was a teenager, and it was so dated. It just looked old. It felt old. Mm-hmm. It was hard for me to really grasp and get into. Again, I get it. People like it. People like that stuff. It can deal with that. That's just not my thing. I really, really, really got to be in the mood.
Yeah, it's like I sat down and I watched Citizen Kane and then Gone with the Wind. Like, I can see, like, at the time why they would be considered some of the greatest movies of all time, but it wasn't my thing. They were good. They were good. I just don't rate them as that highly as other people do.
Right. And that's the thing. People they'll put Godfather at the very top.
Yeah.
Maybe I think something. Maybe it's just not my in my genes. I don't know.
I think it gets like the legacy vote for being like, oh, the all-time great. It's like, right. Like, oh, Vince Lombardi, greatest coach. You got to throw him up there. Babe Ruth, right. Best player ever. Like, no, Jim Brown, greatest running back ever. No. That's a nostalgia feel.
You're right. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about our website?
DumbYinzers.com. Spelled with the number 2, DUMYINZERS, right there where Ryan's little poster is. That's how you would spell it. So 2dumbYinzers.com. Head over there. Go to the About page. We have our contact info. You can email us questions, comments, suggestions. Ryan looks like a creeper doing that. We got the link for Spotify. We got the link for YouTube and the link to the merch store. Everything you need about us is at 2dumbYinzers.com.
All right, Mike, we're going to wrap up the week. We're going to wrap up the week with a trivia. I had this written out for a couple of days. We got off, we did some other things. We didn't get a chance to do our daily trivia. You are 6-2. You have 6 correct this month, 2 incorrect. You have your pencil and paper. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who set a Steelers single game record for receiving yards on November 10th, 2002? Let me read it again. Who set a Steelers single game record for receiving yards on November 10th, 2002? And go.
Oh, man. Ooh. 2002. Damn. So, let's see. Hines was on that team. I think Tone was on that team. Oh, man. Randall L may have been on that team. 2002.
All right, pencils down.
Fuck.
The question of the day, Mike. Who set a Steelers single game record for receiving yards on November 10th, 2002? Do you have a guess? Just tell me at first if you have a guess or not.
It's going to be a guess because there's a toss up. For me, I'm picking between 2 receivers, but there's probably like someone slotted in that I just can't think of right now. But I'm gonna go with Hines Ward.
Hines Ward, and that's your final answer.
Yes. Damn it. Was it Holmes?
Incorrect. Mike, the hint that I'm going to give you now that it's over, it was the Falcons tie.
It was the Falcons tie game. Yeah, I knew it was that game.
And you remember the very last catch of the game, the guy who caught the ball on the 1 yard line and they tackled him. He should have been able to reach across the line, and they tackled him at the 1. This was the receiver that
I'm picturing. I just can't. Well, the only thing I can picture of reaching at the 1 is AB against Baltimore reaching. I can't.
Well, he didn't exactly reach. He caught it. He kind of fell into the defender. They tackled him. And at one point, that was the difference in the game. It was 9 catches for 253 yards by Plexico Burress, Mike.
Oh, it was Plex. I thought he was gone by that point.
It was a huge game for him. We scored, I think the final score was 41-38, 43-40, something like that in that area. It was an overtime game against the Atlanta Falcons at home. Michael Vick. There was a lot of points scored. Plexico Burress had this freak game. He caught the ball for nine times, 253 yards. He catches that ball. I can't remember if it was the end of regulation, which I think that it was. He caught it, kind of fell into the defender. If he would have turned, stretched, did some kind of athletic move, he could have scored. It would have been a different outcome. We lost that game in overtime. Or was it a tie? It was a tie.
It was a tie, yeah. It ended up being like
41-41, I think.
Somewhere around there, yeah. I knew it had to have been that game because I know like Ben went off in that game, and I thought Plex was gone at that point. I thought it was AB or not AB, Hines or Santonio.
And then remember when Plex did leave, Ben went on and on about getting a tall receiver because he wanted that.
And they never got him a tall receiver.
They never.
Or they would like reach in the draft and get like a Lima Swede.
Yeah.
And they would never get a pedigree receiver again for Ben.
They just get the guy that's 6'7", doesn't matter if he has any skills or not.
Yeah. Like, hey, we got you, Heath. Well, there's like 8 guys around Heath.
Yeah. But so that'll drop us, which doesn't, it doesn't really hurt you too bad because today's the 22nd, 24th, 25th. 25th will be Monday. I think that I don't know how the end of the week and weekend plays out, but that seems like we're going to be in the last week of July. And you are sitting at 6-3. You have 6 correct this month, 3 incorrect. So you're still in the driver's seat, man.
Yep, I still got this.
You still got this. But hey, everybody, we want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, hanging out with us. We'll be back Monday morning at 11 o'clock, 11 to 12 for the live show. And then you can always go on tonight at 8 o'clock over to Spotify. This show right here will be uploaded as the podcast this evening, so check that out. Mike, do you have anything before we take off for the weekend, man?
Have a good weekend and stay sexy. Yeah.
There you go, everybody. For Two Dumb Yinzers, Ryan, Mike, don't forget, stay pasty.